everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Lucia, aka Simluti, and I'm currently working on the biggest, wildest, most ambitious Sims 4 project I've ever attempted, recreating the entire ACOTAR universe in The Sims 4. I'm basically building the courts, the characters, the iconic locations, and I'm also adding my own original Sims places and small world building details to make everything feel richer, fuller, and actually functional and fun inside the game. And this project is huge, chaotic, extremely fun, and honestly a little unhinged at times, but in the best possible way. So today, oh boy, today we are going under the mountain. So let's talk about what Under the Mountain actually is in the ACOTAR universe, without big spoilers, don't worry. So Under the Mountain is the dark seat of power of Amarantha, the self-proclaimed High Queen of Prythian. And she's not an actual High Queen, no one really agreed to this, no one elected her or anything. She basically, just decided, yep, this is mine now, to control, imprisoned some of the High Lords and majority of other people, and ruled Prythian through fear and brutality. Very fun, I know, very girl boss of her. And geographically, Under the Mountain is located in the middle, which is the line between the seasonal and solar courts. It doesn't belong to any court, it's isolated, wild, empty, dangerous, like a no man's land, only creepier. So in my save file, I decided not to dedicate a whole Sims 4 world to the middle because, this is the second and the last build located in the middle part of Prythian, important enough to recreate in The Sims, so I think it's not necessary to dedicate a whole new Sims 4 world just for two builds. So I decided to place them in Ravenwood, that primarily represents the Autumn Court, as you may already know. Also, if you watched my previous video where I built the Weaver's Cottage, which is, by the way, also located in the middle, you know that I placed it in the afterlife area of Ravenwood because it's isolated and it has the spooky lighting and creepy atmosphere that fits perfectly for my spooky builds. Ideally, I would have built Under the Mountain in that exact same area of Ravenwood as well, but the lots there are way too small, and for Under the Mountain build, I desperately needed the biggest lot The Sims gives us, which is 64 by 64, because I imagined this build to be massive, like actually massive. So, as I said, this lot unfortunately isn't located in the afterlife area of Ravenwood, but it's still located in Ravenwood, which in my save file represents the Autumn Court primarily, as I said, and honestly, it kind of works, this combo, because the Autumn Court itself already has a darker, more hostile vibe, and the world has that gloomy feeling that fits this location surprisingly well. Is it 100% accurate to the books? Not really, but neither is almost anything in this project, because this is my reinterpretation, filtered through Sims 4 limitations, CC availability, and my own creative ideas, and honestly, that's the fun part. Okay, now let's actually get into the build because there's a lot. So the top level that you saw in the beginning of the video, the only part above ground is the giant entrance facade carved directly into the mountain, and it's like imposing stone structure with a central doors that leads into the interior, and this is the public entrance, the one most people would see before being dragged inside as prisoners. Cute, I know. And inside this entrance hall you've got lots of torches, high ceilings, and a central staircase that leads down into the center of the mountain, because the majority of this build takes place underground, just like in the books. Now let's talk about the lowest level that you already saw earlier. So I designed it specifically around the 3 trials mentioned in the story. Don't panic, I won't spoil them, I'm just mostly describing the rooms. So the first trial hall you saw is the Worm arena, sorry. So it's the largest room on that floor, which is the maze-like arena where the Midgard worm dwells. So it's a monstrous giant worm creature with huge teeth and an appetite for, well, basically anything alive. And the books describe piles of bones there and remains of previous victims, so I included that too. Like a lot of bones, a concerning amount of bones, honestly. And yeah, I couldn't find a perfect CC version of the Midgard worm, obviously, but I did find a basilisk deco object that kind of gives the right energy, kinda. It's creepy, monstrous, slithering, and big enough to make you uncomfortable, so it's just a symbolic thing here, but the vibe is correct, at least that's how I see it. And around the arena, I added lots of deco sims, spectators, prisoners, whatever, because without them, the place looked too empty, too dead. And deco sims bring so much life and storytelling to the big places where public events take place, for example, or in general, I love to include deco sims in my community builds lots, and they are completely optional for downloading. If you use my builds in your game and don't like deco sims in them or in your game in general, feel free to just not download the deco sims because they are totally optional, as I said. But yeah, I like to use them, especially because of the final screenshots of the build. And I also built the 2 remaining trial rooms. They are pretty large as well, ominous, and designed around the general concept of the trial itself. But I won't describe them in detail because I don't want to spoil anything important. The next level above the trials you saw me decorating is where the dungeons are, and yes, these needed to be included because they are canonically very important, and I used lots of broken stone, bones, chains, all that fun stuff to clutter the cells. And I also used more deco sims there as well, representing lifeless, scared prisoners, victims, because it helps the place feel inhabited and miserable. But again, you don't have to download them, as I said, if you don't want to. Now we arrive at the main floor, the heart of Under the Mountain, and this level contains the massive throne room, double height spanning 2 floors, which also includes ballrooms / entertainment halls. And there's also Amarantha's private bed chambers, a library / study, a grand banquet hall, a kitchen, a living room / long area, and the 6 High Lords' prison bedrooms. But let's start with the throne room. So this is the emotional and visual core of this build. So I imagined it as a cold, oppressive, gothic hall, huge hall, carved directly into mountain stone itself. I mean, as the rest of the build as well. And it got these gothic arches, tall pillars, huge chandeliers hanging between them, blood red marble flooring that honestly looks like a pool of blood, detailed stone carvings, creepy statues, torches, and candles everywhere, and of course Amarantha's official throne in the center, like the world's worst centerpiece. And on both sides of the throne room are the halls, like the halls for celebrations. I mean, celebrations in heavy quotation marks, because we all know nothing here is an actual celebration or entertainment. But the rooms are, as you can see, large, elegant, red and dark themed, with plenty of space for dancing, scheming, and watching other people suffer, and yeah, so on. Okay, further into this level, I built Amarantha's huge master bedroom, as I mentioned earlier, her private bathroom, personal library / study, kitchen, which she obviously doesn't use. I mean, I basically imagine she has her own cooks and servants doing everything for her, while she just, I don't know, sits on her throne and enjoys destroying other people's lives, basically. And then we also have grand dining hall for guests, aka prisoners, and large living room / long. And everything is basically decorated richly but coldly. and it's basically like luxury without warmth, like, or beauty without comfort. Yeah. And now let's talk about the six High Lords prison bedrooms. Yes, I built bedrooms for the six High Lords imprisoned under the mountain. There are 7 High Lords in prison in total, but only 7 of them were held here. One was spared for reasons we will not spoil today. But yeah, there are 3 rooms for seasonal court High Lords on one side, and 3 rooms for solar court High Lords on the other. And these rooms are intentionally repetitive, empty, kind of sterile in a way, almost like hotel or hospital rooms, kind of, stripped of personality. And that was the goal. And I used minimal clutter, same furniture and layout in every room. And there's this lifeless atmosphere. And each room is color-coded for its court. So if you read the books, you'll instantly know who belongs where. But if not, you'll still enjoy the subtle design differences, I guess. And at the end of each hallway is a shared bathroom for High Lords, because yes, Amarantha was so generous that she even let the High Lords have their bathrooms as well. I know, stunning hospitality. And yeah, this build is absolutely enormous. As you can see, it took forever to finish, like forever. And between creating the layouts, decorating, placing clutter everywhere, managing all the CC I used, dealing with some technical issues and crashes, and the giant EA update we had, plus all my uni work and projects and life happening at the same time, this video took so much longer than I expected. And honestly, I'm really sorry for the delay, but thank you so much for your patience and your support, and it really means the world to me. Also, tell me what you think. Should I split big builds like this into 2 videos, for example, like 2 parts? The next time, would it be easier to watch? Let me know in the comments. Your feedback truly, seriously helps me improve, and it's really important to me. And if you want to play with this Under the Mountain build in your own Sims 4 game, it's available for download on CurseForge as always. All details, links, and instructions are in the description below. And I'm also open for custom commissions, whether you want a character, a build, or something specific for your game or save file. My email is also in the description if you would like to reach out, or you could just, DM me on Instagram, however you like. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting this crazy ACOTAR project and my crazy YouTube channel. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, or sharing. It genuinely helps my channel more than you know. Love you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!